last year. Which is better, IDP or British Council? Is it true that I can get higher score in IDP?
It's what you asked.
So, where did you guys take yours? IDP, right?
Mine
Yeah,
was
IDP.
IDP. And
So how was it?
same, because you know, first time when I took IELTS it was in British Council, and second time I took it was in IDP. It's completely the same thing. Nothing changes. Like you're gonna be given the same questions, same thing, same amount of time, same people, and I don't know what's the difference in here.
What about the examiners? Like, are they?
No, they were quite friendly. In both cases, I remember in British Council the teacher, but I don't remember the name. It was like 3 years ago. It was quite friendly. The atmosphere was quite fine, and they were doing what they have to do. And same thing was in IDP as well. And what about you? You took in British Council.
British. Everybody said British was gonna be like, you know, it's gonna be scary. It wasn't like fine. People were just really nervous, and people were getting like really scared of the test. But I don't know. I didn't really. I mean, I can't say anything because I didn't take it in IDP. But my speaking examiner was really nice. It was some lady that she didn't tell me her name. Maybe I forgot her name. And yeah, it's an exam. I don't think it's like a piece of paper. The place you're gonna take it is not gonna really affect your outcome.
Sure.
You either know it or you don't.
Sure.
Yeah, it's my first time. It was my first time that I took the IELTS, so I cannot compare it with anything. But as I've heard from many people, it doesn't really depend, and there's no difference. Yeah.
And many people say that it's hard to get high scores in speaking in British Council, but
I don't know
but here it's like completely clear that in British Council, like Akbar got like 8.5, and in IDP we got just 7.5. Like you can show that there's completely no difference.
Yeah, but he speaks better than us.
Okay, don't say that.
But people don't think like that. They think that still British Council like can put some pressure on the students and on the candidates, and they fail in speaking mostly.
I have no idea.
So, continue with. I cannot remember new words. What is the best way to learn them?
Words.
New words.
Well, I didn't learn new words for my English. Well, I can say from experience, I took a German test, and the way I did that, I learned for that is, I guess I read a passage, and I looked at through like the 10 most common words that I didn't know. So what I do is, I translate them to my native language. I read through it, I try to understand the meaning, and then I try to use it in a sentence so that it really sticks in my brain. And I think that once you finish learning like your words and go take a nap and sleep, I think it stays in your head better.
Sure.
Yeah, and another thing is that you can really remember them if you look them up in a dictionary and see some examples.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you should understand how a word is used. Maybe if you translate it in your native tongue, then yeah, you can understand the meaning, but you don't really know in what kind of sentence you can use it. And if you don't see the example, you might even use it like in a wrong way. So therefore, if you look at some examples, yeah, you might remember it better.
Yeah. I used to use the words in my own speech and in my own writing. I remember when I just began the course of IELTS, there was color vocabulary. And I remember there was kind of different colors, like how to name them in different ways and how to use them in your speaking. Like I remember first time when I heard of the color khaki, I didn't know what it really means, and then suddenly I tried to use this word in my mock test here. When we had some topic on rooms and the color, how it might affect your productivity at work or at hospitals, I used this word like if it's better to use like khaki color instead of just saying green, and then it really helps me to memorize these words. And I think the best way is to just use them as much as possible, and so that it can stick to your mind.